Hey guys, welcome to the CougCenter.com football recruiting central tutorial video. Basically, the purpose behind this is just to make sure everybody's doing everything the same way. The stuff I'm going to show you is not rocket science. It's not hard, but we just want to make sure to take a little extra special care to make sure everything's done the same, since we're going to have a lot of different people working on it. And really, that's the main goal here, is just to kind of show everybody how we want to do it for consistency's sake, because I think the consistency that we have CougCenter.com is one of the things that kind of sets us apart from some of the other sites out there, some of the other blogs out there. It just kind of makes us a little more professional and gives us a little more credibility. So without further ado, here's how we're going to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the football commits master list / filterable. You open that up through your Google Docs. Hopefully you all are familiar with that at this point. And I'm just going to show you how to add a player. Again, pretty basic, pretty simple stuff. You've used spreadsheets before. It's not terribly difficult, but we just want to make sure everything's being done the same way. So I'm going to show you a dummy recruit here. For this instance, I'm going to use me as the recruit so that you can just kind of see how the process works. First thing we want to do is add the date. So I think today's the 28th. We want to do, numbers / numbers. So month / date / year, 2010. Link for the Coug commit. Now that you don't have to worry about at all. When I write up those Coug commits, I will add those links myself manually, so don't really worry about that. You can just leave those blank, unless for some reason, like I write a Coug commit and don't have time to add the link right away, and you happen to be in there and you want to do it, fine, but you don't have to do that as you're adding each player, because as you can see, we have quite a bit of catching up to do with the Coug commit features. So then just type in the player's name. Now, type in their measurables, and notice at the top it says via Scout. So what we want to use Scout's measurables, and the main reason is I just picked Scout simply because they tend to be the most accurate, tend to be the most reliable, and basically just using all of the measurables from one spot can kind of keep from the the mix-up that you can often get. ESPN, I find, and Rivals as well, I find, are often quite a bit dated in terms of their measurables. Rivals sometimes has really good ones because they do a lot of combines, but they sometimes don't have any for a person. And what I find with Scout is they almost always have something. So it's just easier if we just go with that, make it consistent, and do that. So in this case, here's how you do it. So first off, the height we want to do it this way. You want to do the feet, and then a single kind of parentheses for foot, and then the inches, and then don't put anything after that. Then I want you to hit a space and do a slash. The reason I want you to do a space is simply for this. It just makes it more readable when they're a little spread out like that rather than the numbers all smashed together. Another space, the weight. I don't know if that's my actual weight or not, but I'm getting probably pretty darn close to that. Space, slash, space, and then another, and then the 40 times 6.8 would be mine, I imagine, right about now. I would not want to foot race with anyone. Next thing you want to do is the school. So since I live out here in Ording, we'll just pretend I go to Ording High School. Okay. City, Ording, state. Now you want to make sure and use the postal code for this, simply because when it gets to the filterable part, we want to make sure all of them are the same from the same state. If you do something a little different like that or whatever, then what's going to happen when somebody tries to filter it is, and they pull down to the WA, it's going to leave off me off their list, and I'm sure that they're going to want to know all about me. Now, when it comes to offensive position and defensive position, just put whatever Scout has for their two positions. In my case, it would be like this, offensive line, defensive line. But one thing you can do is if they only put one, so like for example, just up here a couple spots, you got Isaiah Myers. It says wide receiver for offense, NA for defense, because they don't have a defensive position listed for him. So if that's the case, just put NA, and that's totally fine. Some guys, they are coming in for a single position, and that's it. Guys like Bishop Sankey, they're coming in for one reason and one reason only, that's to run the ball. So if that's the case, then fine. All right, so next thing you want to do, we've kind of grouped all the stars here together. And the main reason I did that was because if you'll notice back here on the recruiting page, this thing only will go so wide. And so I wanted the stars as close to the front as possible, because that's kind of how people just quickly evaluate how good a player is. And they also compare the different recruiting services. So what I decided was basically just grouping the three of those together was probably the best idea. So back over here to the spreadsheet. The easiest way to do the stars is simply this. Go find somebody else that has the same stars, copy it, paste it. Okay, so Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and put it in there. Because the stars, you have to go through a whole bunch of the menus and stuff to find, and I don't even remember where it is anymore, to find the the symbol, the star symbol. So it's no big deal. Just copy paste and you're done. If, for example, they are like Rivals and ESPN and they have most of these people not evaluated yet, then just feel free to put NR in there, and that's no big deal. You'll notice that it kind of keeps this highlighted. If you want to get out of that, just push the escape button and that'll take you out of that. Okay, so we'll just go NR. Now when it comes to the link, so it says Scout player page, Scout rank, and the Rivals player page and the Rivals rank and the ESPN. So we've grouped them over here, and basically what we want to do is just add the link to their player page. And this part is the one where it's not, I mean, again, not hard, but you got to do it right, otherwise it's going to get goofed up. So if you go up here to the box here for, let's say, Brock Lute's Scout player page, you notice that it pops down this go to link down here and change whatever. We don't really want to change it. What we want to do is we want to come up here to the formula bar. You'll see this big, long, convoluted thing that starts with the equal sign and hyperlink and whatever. So the first thing you want to do is you want to highlight this. Okay, you want to copy this. All right. Then you want to come down to the box where you're going to put it. Click on the box. Come back up here to the formula bar. Paste it in. Now, you'll notice all this stuff. Basically, all you want to change is this part in these quotation marks. If you highlight that part, that's the only part you really need to change. So for me, I'm just, going to type in, of course, CougCenter. Hit return. And then after a moment, it'll pop up the link. If you click on the box, it'll show you go to link, change again, whatever. Okay, so you want to repeat that with the other ones. Basically, this part here with the link part, basically this in these quotation marks tells it what text to display in the box. So pretty simple. For the ranking, if they have a ranking, great. If they don't, just put NR. Usually they will pick whatever the player's preferred position is, and put that in there for the rank. So for me, I would be like the number 387th offensive lineman. Okay, and then repeat that with the Rivals link URL, rank, ESPN link URL, and then their rank as well. Now you'll notice right now that all of these, we have a ton of NRs right now, and that's because it's still fairly early in the evaluation process. A lot of that stuff will catch up as time goes on. And that's basically the reason why we have a recruiting team beyond just the writers, because we don't have time always to be going and looking at these different guys or whatever. But I know that, a lot of the guys on the team, you spend some time just visiting these sites and looking and seeing, hey, have they updated anything? Are they adding anything? Does, basically you look at these things to see kind of week by week if these guys are updated. So in this case, what we need you guys to do is just be checking on that. When you run across something, let's say you just happen to be on Max Gamma's page and you see that, his Rivals rating has been increased. So I don't know, let's go to Max Gamma's page and see if it has. All right, so actually he has a Rivals rating now of 3 stars, which I don't think is on the page. It is not. So what we would do is we would come back over here and just, again, like I said, copy and paste. So copy this 3-star, paste it into there, and voila, Max Gamma is up to date. If we go back over here to see if he has a rating as far as what his position ranking is, we would put that in there. But as you can see here, there's no rating yet. They just have a stars rating. So. But again, we were able to get that updated. So that's the kind of stuff we want to be doing with this, is we want to basically just update these things as much as possible, as much as we can. So that basically takes care of the master list. The only other part of this is the filterable list, and that is something that, to be honest, you don't need to worry about. That automatically updates. I've already done essentially the programming. It's not really programming, but set up the widget so that it does it automatically for us. So you don't really have to do anything like that. As long as you do a great job making sure each of these things is consistent throughout, and that all of these are using the same style, the same stars, the same everything else, the filterable will take care of itself. So that's pretty much piece of cake. So with that, let's move on to the map. And actually for the map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that in a part 2 video. I'm running up against 10 minutes here. YouTube will only let you upload 10 minutes worth of video. So we'll do this as part 1. I'll do the map and the resources list as part 2, and we'll handle it that way. So this concludes part 1.